Ciao ragazzi! Well, we've just had the quarter-final draw of the Champions League and both our Italian teams, Juventus and Roma, have drawn Spanish opposition in the toughest possible form, let's be honest. Andrei Shevchenko, of course a European Cup winner with AC Milan, the Rossoneri, is the ambassador this year as the final is in Kiev. First he drew out the hat was Barcelona, the Blaugrana. Now look at the way they eliminated Chelsea the other night, they've got to be down as the favourites. Their opposition was none other than the Giallorossi Roma. Now, that was the first time when we saw that straight away, we thought, oh no, you got to fancy Barcelona in this one. Now, you know, we want our Italian teams to do possible the best in any competition. But I think it's really going to be backs to the wall. Given the talent Barcelona have got at their disposal, you know, Messi, Suarez, Rakitic, Iniesta, Jordi Alba. It's just bags of talent. We hope that, of course, though, if Roma can take it into the second leg with all to play for still, and if they could get an away goal, it would make the tie a lot more interesting. Easier said than done, I know. I'm sure Eusebio Di Francesco will be thinking. The teams first met, though, in the 2001-2002 secondary group stage, of course, where Roma defeated Barcelona 3-0 at the Stadio Olimpico, inspired by Francesco Totti that day. They then drew in the second leg, or the second group match of that game, rather, I should say. But Roma were eliminated. Barcelona and Liverpool went through that time. They then, of course, met in the 2015-2016 in the group stage. It was 1-1, of course, at the Olimpico. Alessandro Florenzi scoring from his own half. In the return leg at the new camp, the Giallorossi were hammered 6-1 by the Blaugrana. On paper, this is one that many teams at Roma would have wanted to have avoided. They'd have wanted Seville, like I think most teams would have. But it is Barcelona they will face. Then, of course, we had Juventus, the Bianconeri, and their opposition was none other than the reigning champions, Real Madrid. So we have a repeat of last year's final in Cardiff in the quarter-final. Now, history actually is in Juventus' favour when it comes to the knockout games in the Champions League or the European Cup competitions. But they've lost two finals to Real Madrid. In 1998 in Amsterdam, 1-0, of course, Predrag Mijatovic's goal. Then, of course, last year, a collapse in the second half. Los Blancos hammered the Bianconeri 4-1 in Cardiff, inspired by Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, what we can also say here is that Juventus' form is going well in Serie A, as we know, as it has been the last 6 years, going for a 7th straight Scudetto. Real Madrid in La Liga, though, the contrast couldn't be starker. They're not having a great season. So say Zinedine Zidane is on his last legs in terms of the job. We're a club where winning is not enough. Now, Zidane has won the European Cup in both seasons as manager, originally caretaker manager. He won La Liga last year for them. This year, though, they are miles behind Barcelona. And there's a famous motto at Real Madrid, winning is not enough. You know, look at the coaches like Fabio Capello and that. They won the league there. Even Vicente Del Bosque and Jupp Heynckes won major honours and they were still sacked. Juventus will be looking to pile on the misery and it could possibly end Zinedine Zidane's time as Real Madrid first team coach. That's for certain. We were hoping, well, what we are glad though is we didn't get a whole all-Italian tie. Juventus not drawing Roma. We did get an all-English tie, of course, Liverpool and Manchester City. But of course, Bayern Munich have drawn Seville. They are probably the lucky one. You would fancy Bayern Munich to probably make the final at least, depending on how it gets on in the semis. But overall, it could have been a more tougher day for Italian football. I believe Juventus can eliminate Real Madrid. It's going to be a bit of a mission, that's for sure, for Roma to get the better of Barcelona, given the second leg at the new camp. But who knows? So thanks for watching this episode of Talk Calcio TV and give us your opinion on the Champions League draw. What it means for Roma and Juventus. Can the Bianconeri get their revenge on Los Blancos after last year's hammering in the final in Cardiff? Can Roma pull up an upset and eliminate Barcelona? Like, comment below and don't forget to subscribe Talk Calcio TV on YouTube and hop over to our Facebook and you will see our reaction of the draw while it happened, given our reaction to both ties for our Italian teams. Arrivederci. Ciao.